G'day you Lego creator castle lovers down under bricks here, and welcome to today's video. Now I was just about to start breaking these sets down to build my own castle. And I thought before I do that, maybe I should have a chat to you guys about what I'm actually trying to achieve here. Now when I reviewed this set, I suggest you go and check out that video. I thought it was pretty cool. I'll stick a link on the top of your screen there if you want to take a shortcut and check that out. But when I review a set like this, I review it for what it is. And this is just a pretty basic 3-in-1 castle set. And I really do think that Lego knocked it out of the park with this one. But for when I build my own castle, there's elements here I don't feel really quite work. One of the main things is the water sections. Now, I totally understand why they did it in the set, because they wanted a drawbridge, they wanted a water wheel, and those features need water. But for my build, I'm going to get rid of the water. I'm going to keep the drawbridge. Mine's going to be a draw gate just because I love how that function works. And have you noticed yet? I've actually got the dragon built correctly this time. So what's my main plan for this castle? Well, one, I'm going to chuck it on a 48 by 48 base plate. I don't think I'm going to be filling that 48 by 48 base plate. That's a big base plate. That's a huge castle if you filled out that base plate. But what my thought is that I'm going to rip off the side sections of this main build, and I'm going to focus this middle section here as a main entrance to my castle. Now there's elements to this that I really do love. The towers, with the towers, I would have actually liked to go 8 wide with the towers instead of 6 wide, make them a little bit bulkier, but without taking this to the extreme and turning this into a huge project, I'm going to just try and work a little bit with the pieces that I've got from this set. I am going to add a few other pieces out of my collection, but I really do want to try and stick to the bulk of the pieces that come from these 3 sets. So my plan is to stretch out this middle section. So I'm going to put the towers in the corner. I'm going to go a little bit higher, and the mid section, I'm probably going to make that twice as wide. I really like this design here in the middle. It kind of gives me a Night's Watch castle vibe, this center section here from their front gate. So I'll make the towers higher, make the center section wider. That will be the front of the castle. I'm going to have a square castle. I'm going to have 3 towers like this, the same, one in each corner and the rear corner, and then the 4th tower is going to be a taller tower with a main lookout, of which I'll probably combine a look similar to this and this tower build here. I'll probably combine something like that. I like those designs. And then somewhere in the middle of the back wall, maybe I'll take some of these building elements and I'll actually make it throne room. I'll probably keep the mill. I want to have little elements of a market inside the castle. Another thing I did like is this rocky outcrop here that the castle's built from. And what I'm thinking is that I won't do it on the front section of the castle, but on the rear wall and maybe the back tower, I'll actually build some of this rock work up and have it featured more in other areas. If we take a look over here, I have all my parts here. I've started to sort the parts a little bit into the parts I'm sort of going to need. First of all, I've got the instruction books there as well. That's just to help me refer to some of the elements, how they're put together. Now, there's things that I'm not going to need. Not going to need the birds and that plate. Not going to need the tree. I will have a tree section there, but I'm not going to have it exactly like that, so the tree can go in there. The well, I'll probably use that in the center of the castle somewhere. The blacksmith's little market here, I'll probably have something like that as well, so I'll probably hang on to that, although I'll chuck it in there for now. The trebuchet, I've already made a little upgrade to this, and I've put it on some wheels. I absolutely love this trebuchet, and the boy and I have had a stack of fun just playing with this and taking a shot at the targets. I would, however, like to build a second one, so I may have to change up the design depending on what pieces I have left and make up 2 trebuchets. As for the surrounding walls that are going to go around in between the towers, what I'm thinking is if we bring this build over here, I'm going to lift the wall height a little bit. So I don't think these walls are quite high enough, so I've just whacked this together just to give you an idea. I'll probably go another 3 studs or so high. I think that will just make it a little bit more impressive. So to start with, I think I'm going to rip all of this build apart, and with these parts and what I've got left over from the other sets, I should be able to build my main section here of the front castle. So let's make a start. Okay, after several hours I still have the main build minus a few pieces. The tower, the other build is all destroyed, and this is all I've got. It just takes so long. I mean, you're really just starting from scratch, and yeah, it's just taken me ages to map this out to how I want it, and I'm still not happy with it. I've got a brick built gate here. Now I don't want to show that until I've got it working properly. I've got to get in here now and pull this section apart and just change the placement a little bit. Not quite happy how that's working at the moment, but this little piece here is how high I want the lowest part of the wall of the castle. So if I put that there, I've got that built up now to the right height on this side. Definitely more of a fortress style castle compared to the creator one. And if I take this, and I'm going to try and do this while I'm holding the camera one-handed because I've just sort of jimmy rigged the roof on this, and there we go. It took me a little while to get this together, so you can see the style that I've gone with here. So can't really see that. So yeah, that's I think that's going to look pretty cool. So if we just have a look at this here, this style. So I've taken a little bit of this technique here, mixed it with this, and come up with that. But what I'm trying to do now is just get the gate in the position where I want it, get this built up all level, and start working out how I'm going to fit this onto here and then get the winch operation working, because I'm not going to have the winch coming out the side. I'm going to have the winch working inside here. You have to get your hand around to winch the gate. I just thought that's a little bit more practical, that the enemies just can't climb up here and lift your gate up and down. Alright, I'm not sure how many more updates I'll do here because I don't want to give it all away, but you can see I've still got the tower and I've still got a couple other chunks there, but here is where I'm up to. So the front is completely finished. I'm not going to show it from the front just yet. I've got a bit more detail to do, but it's essentially finished, and I've worked the battlement wall back to the corner here, and this tower here is going to be the same as those ones, same height, and the corner over there is going to be a lot taller. If I bring this over and sit that there just as a rough idea, I actually think I'm going to have to go higher than that, a little bit higher than that I think is needed. Yeah, and I'm going to have probably a king's room here along the back, and yeah, I think that's probably about it. I don't want to go filling in all here just yet because it's going to take a lot of brick to fill that out, and I don't want to go using up all my masonry bricks and all the bricks I can use for a bit of detail just yet. I want to basically get the towers done, and then I'll work out how I'm going to fill this section all in. It is starting to look pretty good, and I said it's going to be pretty hard to fill a 48 by 48 base plate. Well, I'm pretty much doing it. So it turned out to be a little bit bigger than what I was planning. I hope I have enough bricks. Like I said, I've only got a few chunks left I've still got a healthy amount in the tub there, and bits and pieces laying around everywhere on the table. But yeah, it's starting to really come together. All the towers are now done. So I've got a shadow of a wall there. I've got this tower done, this big tower done. Not going to show it all off. And big chunk missing in the middle. And nothing down this side. So yeah, all the towers are done. I just got to look at joining them together now. Starting to get a little bit concerned on the parts because this is 10 high. I don't know what that is. It's probably like 20 studs wide. It's a big area to fill in there and down both sides as well. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to go with parts. If we have a look, I've got one chunk left of the 3 builds. So that is the King's room. So I'm actually going to build a throne room that's going to go here, and I'm going to expand on that a bit and make it a bit bigger to fill probably most of this section in, but I'll still have to build this wall up underneath. And parts just laying everywhere on the table. If we go back this way, a few chunks there that I can pull apart. The tub's still got a fair amount in there, so hopefully I'll be okay. I haven't had to use a huge amount of my parts. I've had to use like some masonry bricks. I've used quite a number of dark bluish grey plates because I've swapped out the plates instead of using the tan. I've used some of the tan here and there, but like along the front section there, it's all grey, so no tan is seen from the front of the castle. So yeah, and a few other bits and pieces. I'll probably go over that a little bit more in the next video. So yeah, there we have it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this finished now. I've actually spent quite a healthy amount of time on this. I would say it's probably been, I've worked on it over 2 days, and I've put a fair bit of time into it. Maybe 2 lots of 6-hour days, maybe something like that. So yeah, so a lot of work's gone into it, which means I've got some jobs around the house to do now. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get it finished. Probably from here I'll be hoping to have the video in 2 weeks time. But that's yeah, that's only from now. So when that actually turns into reality for you guys, I actually get to edit it and get it up, who knows. But if you want to see it, you got to hit subscribe, because I'm not giving you much of a look here from the back. But yeah, you wait till you see it from the front. I think it's pretty cool. I'm actually thinking about ripping out these panels here, all down here, ripping all those out, because you're not going to really look at it from the back, and that way I can use those panels to help fill the walls in. So yeah, I think I'll probably have to do that, because while I don't mind adding bricks from my own stash, I prefer to try and use as much of the parts that came from these 3 sets as possible. So yeah, if you want to see more, you got to be subscribed. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, a big thank you for taking the time to watch. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.